how are you? Welcome to the MaxBang. My name is Max, and I like to drink coffee. MaxBang is a half-hour hangout, so grab a cup of coffee, and how's your mother? The idea of these is to take some time out, remind ourselves to take a little chill pill, and build a community. So, how are you? Today, we are drinking Americano, The Offspring. Americana, my espresso maker's been acting up a little bit. I'm not really sure what the friggin' problem is, but if that's one thing. If it's not one thing, it's another. In these COVID times, I've been making a lot of espressos. I've been making a lot of cold brews. Actually, Brittany got one of the packets. You just leave them in the fridge. It's fantabulous. The other thing we're drinking is a gallon of water. Ooh. This is an old Arizona iced tea bottle. Jug, I suppose. Is it a gallon? 1 gallon. 3.25 liters, 3.78 liters. I don't know if you've ever seen or been around bodybuilders. Well, let me back up. There's certain types of people that carry around a big old jug of water. The reason for doing that is so that they remember to drink water and that they want to track how much water they're drinking. So, for example, that's a gallon. I need to finish that every day. I can usually polish it off around late afternoon before dinner. But people drink a lot of water for a bunch of different reasons. Sometimes bodybuilders do it a lot because it helps hydrate their muscles. It helps them work out. They're really tracking what they're putting into their body, like dicks. No, this is a better joke though. They're tracking what they put into their body. That's what she said. They're tracking what they put into their body. That's what he said. They're tracking what they put into their body all the time. We got to workshop that one. Anyway, they're tracking what they put into their body, so they're doing all this supplements, all that shit. But anyway, a big part of it is water. You drink a lot of water, you feel better, you're more alert. We used to drink a ton of water for wrestling because you want to have as much water flowing through your body as possible so that it pulls out all the salt. Salt in your body holds onto the water. You drink a ton of water, you don't eat a lot of salt, it flushes all the salt out. The reason we would drink a ton of water is that you need to be very, very hydrated for when you're working out so that you can quickly and rapidly dehydrate yourself. We called it cutting weight. The idea is every wrestler has a weight class. So if I'm wrestling 149 pounds, I'm walking around at about 160 at the very minimum. And then, if you really want to get in, basically what we do is we stop drinking. We drink a ton of water, get all the salt out of our bodies. You slowly cut out all the water until the day you have to weigh in. You drink absolutely no water. You keep sweating. You keep working out. You wring out all the body. You're like a fucking sponge. It's disgusting. You work out. You sweat out a ton of water. And then you step on the scale and you're 149 pounds. You drink a jug of Gatorade and guess what? You're 153 pounds. Literally within an hour. It's terrifying. Terrifying. It also sucks. It fucks up the whole sport. One reason why it fucks up the sport is that it should not be part of the sport at all. It shouldn't be a practice. It's a shitty thing. It's completely unrelated. We'd wear rubber suits and run around like lunatics. We'd sit in the sauna with 2 sweatshirts and a winter hat. It was a nightmare. The reason it ruins the sport is that it has nothing to do with it, and it's just really hard. It's bad for kids, especially kids like developing high school kids. You shouldn't really need to be worrying about that. You should eat healthy, but you shouldn't really be worrying about your weight when you're in high school, guy or girl. The reason it is nice, some of the positives are, 1, teaches you don't have to eat all the time. 2, you really track how much water is in your body and how you feel. Hydration is something that I think people don't really have a good feel for. They don't really have a handle of, and it's something that's kind of interesting. And personally, especially dealing with fitness or people who deal with fitness now or trainers or nutritionists or whatever, the concept of the scale to me now has fucking almost no weight whatsoever. That's a pun. God damn, I didn't even realize I was making that stupid play on words. You know, when people start their like getting into shape or whatever, they're like, I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds, whatever. I'm a little pudgy. First of all, no, you're not. You're perfect. Second of all, spot. Second of all, for me, the scale, it's so obvious that the scale has nothing to do with anything. And the reason I know that is I can step on a scale in the morning and weigh 200 pounds. And then by the afternoon, I could weigh 190 pounds. You know what I mean? And if I want to lose, if my goal, my fitness goal is to lose 10 pounds, air quotes, then that's stupid. I'll just wring out the water. So the number on the scale means so little to me. It's laughable. So now when people are like, you know, you want to lose like 10 pounds, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't want to lose 5 pounds. You want to you want to be able to lift 5 more pounds, or you want to be able to do 5 more burpees, or you know what I mean? You want to get into a better shape. You don't want to lose just a number on a scale. It's ridiculous. Plus, you know, you get jacked, you get real, real strong, you gain weight, muscle weighs more than fat, all that type of shit. Like, if you're worried about the scale, don't worry about the scale. Why am I doing this jug of water now? Great question. Glad you asked. I watched the show called The Kingdom, which is about MMA fighters, and they cut weight. They have some really awesome scenes about them cutting weight, and exactly what I'm describing. They get the rubber suit on, they duct tape the cuffs, they lose their mind. And so it made me a little nostalgic, and it also reminded me a little bit that I want to be in. For me, the first step to getting in better shape is always, always, always drink a ton more water. 1, you sweat out a lot, which means you're getting rid of a lot more stuff. 2, you're more full from all the water, which means you're less likely to snack. Like a bunch of times when I think I'm hungry, I like drink a full glass of water, and then suddenly like I'm not that hungry. 3, you just like feel better. So you're more inclined to work out. You're more apt to like get some exercise and get a workout in. So my suggestion to you, I mean, you don't have to do this stupid gallon trick. I will say this, carrying the jug of water around, you look and feel like an idiot. You look and feel ridiculous. But it works. You know, it reminds me to drink my jug of water, and I have to carry it from room to room. I have to bring it with me if I go to the grocery store, if I go to the car, whatever. Like, obviously you can take it as much as you want, but you know, it's dumb and it feels stupid. But like so many things, you look and feel ridiculous, but it does work. Anyway, that's my spiel on water. Welcome to the MaxBang. So glad you guys are here. I am drinking coffee still. Oh, I do have to shout out the show Kingdom. It's on Netflix. They just released it. Unbelievable show. Super fucking awesome. I watched it. My buddy told me to watch it. It's about an MMA mixed martial arts gym in Venice, California. And the guy who runs the gym and his 2 sons and his girlfriend and another guy who's a fighter. And just a really, really awesome show. Sort of an interesting... It's a drama. Very interesting sort of journey for the show. It was on DirecTV. It had 3 seasons. Season 1 was 10 episodes. Season 2 was 20 episodes. Season 3 was 10 episodes. So they call it 3 seasons. It's basically 4. I asked a buddy of mine why they did that. He works in the industry, the television industry. Very tricky, actually. He goes, yeah, so a lot of actors and actresses have built into their contract that if the show gets extended another season, they get a bump in their pay. So if I get paid, I mean, I don't even know how much these people get paid, like a fuck ton, but if I get paid $50,000 for season 1, then I'll get $60,000 for season 2. Let's just say that. I don't even know how much they get paid. They get paid millions for all I know. So what the studio will do is instead of like ordering another season, they'll just order one season of double episodes. So I get the feeling that's what they did. Is that what they did? I have no idea. I have no way to prove it. But fucking shady. Who's in the show? Frank Grillo. You might remember him as Crossbones from Captain America. Nick Jonas. You might know him as Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers, who's actually really fucking awesome. He's really great on the show. and Jonathan Tucker. He's in a couple of things. He's from Charlestown, Massachusetts. Dude, shout out, brother. He is spectacular. He was in Westworld. He's in a couple of other things, but I think this was one of his first starring roles. And the last guy, Luke Cafferty, which is not his real name. I apologize. But his name is Luke Cafferty on Friday Night Lights. He was the running back in season 4, I think. He was the running back for the Panthers that then had the fake mailbox that was then the running back for the Lions. He wasn't Vince. He was Vince's best friend. 44. Spectacular actor. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, but there's certain shows in my brain, and I know it's not fair, but in my brain, that's who you are. You know what I mean? And a lot of it has to do with the show, actually. Tim Riggins will always be Tim Riggins. You know, Captain Kirk will always be Captain Kirk. Picard. It's tricky. But he did a great job. The show is really awesome. I highly, highly recommend it. If you like abs, this is the show for you. If you like, there's also a healthy side of heroin. So basically, whatever you're into, the show's got whatever you need. Now, one thing I did want to ask you guys. This is in bookkeeping first, and then I'll tell you a very cute story about baby Max. I was looking at the videos. This channel is, I'm not exactly pumping it up, or I'm not trying to like shout it out too much. It's really just for the inner circle here. That being said, looking at the past couple of videos, the views have been so bizarrely inconsistent that I wanted to ask you guys what you thought was going on. Last video, 60 views, 80 views, 360, 75, 617. So I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. What my concern is, my worry is that YouTube is not putting out the notifications, or they're not showing this on the homepage the way you would hope. Now, that's a thumbnail. My question to you is, one, how do you watch this video? How do you consume this video? Do you like have a weekly thing? Do you do your laundry to it? Do you do it on Sunday mornings? Have a cup of coffee with me? Do you do it sort of ad hoc when you see it, you watch it? And do you have the notifications turned on this channel? That's just a quick question for me that would help me out quite a bit. Let me know in the comments below. Because it feels like, especially from the comments, a lot of comments are like, oh my God, this is so great. Where have these been? Or like, I've been waiting so long for these. And I'm kind of like, well, I want you to see them. I want to make sure that you're getting them. One of the problems that a lot of content creators has these days, one of the problems, we got a lot of problems. But one of the problems we have is the platforms that we put our stuff out on is wildly inconsistent in terms of when they distribute it to our subscribers, followers, whatever. Do you remember when Instagram you used to see all the pictures in chronological order, and then they changed it to like optimize the viewing experience? Yeah, YouTube does that shit too. When you used to subscribe to a channel, every time the channel would put out a video, you'd get a notification, or you'd see the thing on your homepage or whatever. Now, every time Jimmy Fallon puts out a video, then it's on my homepage. But beyond that, channels I subscribe to, now it's very, very infrequent that I actually see what's going on. So one idea I had, and I'm not sure if you guys want this. I'm not sure if I want this. But if you want me to put out a newsletter every time I put out one of these videos, you can drop your email. You can email me, mnstcb@gmail.com. MNS, MaxNoSleeves, TCB, taking care of business @gmail.com. Just let me know if you want that. If not, I'm not sure if that's going to make a big difference anyway, but I want to make sure that the people who want to see this video, these videos, see them. Fair enough? I was talking with my father the other day. One of the things I do these days is I walk the dog quite a bit. And when I quite a bit, twice a day at least. When I walk the dog, though, a practice that I've fallen into is I try to call somebody or talk to somebody I haven't spoken to in a while. 9 times out of 10, it's my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, because they live in Boston. LA to Boston is not exactly a bicycle ride, so I try to keep in touch with them as much as I can. Now, I got that idea from a friend of mine who was the most social person I think I know. He had a job in New York City. I'm not sure if you've ever been to New York, but when you live in New York, you're not doing as much driving as other cities. It's a lot of walking. When he would walk to and from the office, he would find someone in his phone. The most recent person you called or texted is on top. He'd go all the way to the bottom. The longest person, the person he's spent the person that has been the longest since he spoke with, and he would call or text them. A little bit of overkill. I think that's probably a little bit too much, but that was cool. That was a cool idea. So now I try to take as much of that as I can while still being sort of true to me. Because to keep up a relationship takes a little bit of effort. And if it's no effort, then the relationship fizzles. But a little bit goes a long way. So if you're thinking about somebody, if you ever reach out to somebody, or, a quick text, I think goes a long way. Anyway, I was talking to my dad, and I said how much fun it is to have a little puppy dog. And he said, "You think that's fun? Wait till you have a little kid." And he said having a little boy was so much fun for him. He said that he had two stories for me. One's a little bit embarrassing, and one's just fucking cute. Maybe they're both cute. You decide. First story is he's taking me to get a haircut. I'm at the barbershop. You go to the barbershop, they slap the phone book on the chair. You know what I mean? And I was sitting on the chair on a phone book, getting my little snip, 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 getting my little haircut. Sidebar, this is the longest my hair has ever been. And as I'm sitting there, I'm a little boy. Apparently, again, this is his story, not mine. Apparently, a very curvy blonde woman walks past, and I said, "Dad, look, it's a pretty lady." And the barbershop, record scratch, the whole barbershop stops and looks at this little fucking 6-year-old boy, and then they look at my dad. My dad's like, I didn't say it. I didn't, it's the kid. I don't know what you're talking about. What can I say? I was a cute kid. The other story is we were at the mall, and we went to, somehow, I'm not sure what happened. We saw some sneakers, and I wanted some Nike sneakers. And by sneakers, I mean, those little baby sneakers. And he was like, I don't know. Are you really going to use these like Nike sneakers, or can we get you some fucking dumpy ass shoes? Mind you, I'm sure I would have grown out of the shoes in 4 hours. That's what little kids do. They grow. So I was like, "Please, Dad, please, I really want these shoes. I promise, like, I'll use them, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Use them? Of course you're going to use them. They're sneakers. Like, what are you talking about?" So anyway, we get the shoes, get home. I put the shoes on, and then I just fucking start running. And apparently, again, I don't remember this. I was beyond young. Apparently, they were like my running shoes, but by running shoes, whenever they were on my feet, I was running. So I would just do sprints around the house, up the stairs, down the stairs, around the thing, up and down. And then finally my dad had to like catch me and like pull my shoes off. And then I was like, "Oh man, that was awesome." And so, long story long, did I use those shoes? Yeah, I used the fuck out of those shoes. Nike, hit me up. Let's do a brand deal. Another sidebar, not to like bash brands, but growing up, I was an Adidas guy. I liked Nikes, but I liked the way the Nike shoe looked. I thought it was clear that Nike shoes were the coolest looking, but for my foot, they didn't feel that good for like tennis shoes or basketball shoes or soccer cleats or whatever. Adidas was always the one that I had to go with. These days, and I hate to say it, Under Armour has a really nice sneaker, and Asics has a really, really nice sneaker for my foot. I also believe that Asics are the ugliest sneaker there is. New Balance. But Asics is pretty fucking ugly, but fits my foot. So unfortunately, here we are. If you're looking at new shoes, a lot of times what these fancy running stores will do is they'll analyze your gait. Gait is how you walk. That's an SAT word. Write it down. They'll look at how your foot falls, if you have internal, external orientation, pronated, supinated, whatever. It sounds stupid. They end up picking the shoe that really feels good on your foot. So I highly recommend that. I wanted to go over a couple of comments from the last couple of videos. One is, I really like this one, Caitlin. Kyra's so cute. Thank you very much. I do my best to think positively, but it can also be very difficult for me not to get sucked into my own negative thoughts sometimes. Welcome to the group. That's where we all are. I really should start meditating, so I'm going to go check out that app you mentioned, 10% Happier. I love that app. Do you have any tips for getting up early and feeling motivated to start the day? I'm mostly working from home, and lately I've been feeling so lethargic, and it's been harder for me to stay on task and get things done. Keep banging. Caitlin, first of all, you're gorgeous. Keep it up. 2 thoughts on that right off the bat. One, something and these are things that I didn't know I learned. So, and I guess in my life, the things that I value the most are the ones that I learned. The things that I value the least are the things that come naturally to me, which is why, in my opinion, the poorest athletes make the best coaches. The person who doesn't even think about how they do it and just nail like a 50-yard field goal, they're not going to be able to teach you how to do it because they don't know. The person who had to like figure out the motion of his leg and train and do all that shit, that guy is the coach that you want. So the first thing is get sucked into your own negative thoughts. That's really hard. Wicked hard. One thing I will say is that thoughts are temporary. Thoughts are malleable. You can change them. And the most important one is you are not your thoughts. I am not sad. I can feel sad for now. That's a really sort of powerful mind shift for you to think about. Number 2, getting up early, feeling motivated through the day. That's a really good one too. The shorter answer is motivation is fleeting and you don't really need it. It's great, but you don't really need it. You have to build in things in your day that are just sort of like routines. And what I mean by that is you build it in because then even if you're not really feeling like super motivated, you'll still just sit down and do it because that's your habit of the day. If I want to write a book and I promise myself every day from 9 to 12, I just write the book no matter how I feel, that's way more efficient and effective than writing when I feel truly inspired, because you'll never really feel truly inspired, or you will once in a while, but then you're sort of, I don't feel as inspired, and it's sort of a sliding scale. It fucks you up a little bit. One of the best pieces of advice I heard recently was it doesn't have to feel like your day. It's not your day. You just have to act like it is. You don't have to feel motivated. You just have to act like you're motivated. And movement creates that motivation and it snowballs. And really all you have to do is, even if you feel crappy, just start. So have a habit, have a schedule for the day, have a habit. And then even if you're not feeling very motivated, just pretend you are. And you'd be surprised how effective that is in getting you there. And finally, you love to see it as your new favorite catchphrase. That's so great. That's one of my favorite catchphrases. The best part is you can say you hate to see it, and you love to see it, and you love to hate to see it. So I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, checking out the channel. If you want to first of all, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you're all subscribed. How the hell else would you find this video? What I want you to do is I want you to find a friend and tell them to subscribe to the channel also. Or if you have another email address, make one up and subscribe to the channel also. Really helps me out and gets me more focused on these things, because I really appreciate you guys and I like doing them. Wear a mask, wash your hands, drink some water, keep banging.